everyone, this is Geraldine from G Crochet Off the Hook. I really hope you're all doing well. I know from the northern to the southern part of our globe, we've all been experiencing some extreme weather. I hope that everybody's been staying safe. And I am excited to share with you what I got up to in the beginning of February. Who couldn't resist one more make with Crochet Grove's snake crochet pattern, and that would be me. And I used all the rainbow colors that I had with Kismet Velvet Plush 4mm crochet hook, and I just loved how this little guy turned out, and I'm still enjoying the way he wraps around ready for some fun playtime. I think these little creatures make such great tools for kids to have imaginary play. The next make that I did complete was when I got sidetracked one morning. Straight away there was a fresh tutorial from MJ's Off the Hook, and this is for her mosaic heartstring blanket. And as you gather your gauge for that blanket, you can make yourself a swatch that is useful and have an adorable coaster. Now, sometimes early in the morning when I'm just having my coffee and I'm scrolling through what's what or what's happened and I'm distracted by something new, I really do jump on it, and if it's going well, I stick to it and I make that project, which is not always a good idea when you have many whips on the go, but that's all right. That's what we like to do. And I did finish mine. My idea was that you don't always need to gift hearts for Valentine's Day. It can be any time during the year, and I've already gifted these, although I held on to them so that I could show everybody what I'd finished. We had a yellow and a turquoise and this gorgeous purple, the red, which is the original one that's gone to my hubby, and a light purple one. Now the yarn that I used here is called Rustic, and I did have a ball on hand and it's rolled off the table. One moment please. And I'm back. It decided it was going for a little adventure. So this is the yarn that I used. It's called Rustic. It is 85% acrylic and 15% polyester, and it's made in Turkey. Now I have used this particular yarn for amigurumi, as I found it was very easy for me to, it was easier on my hands than making something cotton, but the stitch definition was as bold and defined as it is when you make something out of cotton, so I really enjoyed that. However, since then I have used this particular material for wall hangings and for some household items like coasters, and I found that it really is durable, soft, easy to work with, and it comes in very pretty colors. So I will continue to be adventurous with those sort of items with this particular yarn. Now this particular pattern, that the heart coasters, I did see on different platforms that people weren't so keen because this one did not have a double border where you could hide your tail ends, meaning there wouldn't be a lot of sewing in your ends. And I think that might have deterred some people that don't do mosaic to give it a try, because it's a lovely small item that you can practice on, so with mosaic. And I wanted to share then already that I didn't have, with little items like this, I didn't have any trouble with weaving in the ends because I crocheted them in as I went. And I did make a little, try to capture it, and I will insert that here, just showing that as I start, I crochet over that tail, and as I get just past the middle, I will crochet over the end tail as well. And that way at the end you really only have your beginning and your end tail, and wherever you're going to put your border on that you need to sew in. Of course, if you're making a blanket or something that's going to be washed, you could still use the same method but leave an even longer tail, not crochet over or crochet it in as much, so that you can come back and do that next weaving in the different direction. But that made these really quick, because at the end of the day all I needed to do was cut those tails that I had already crocheted in. So I hope somebody might find that useful. And lastly, I want to just acknowledge my little skit that I tried to put together as a short, but I got the angles completely wrong and it was recognized only as a video, and of course I couldn't change the actual scale of it to put it down as a short. But I did have some fun putting together a little humorous kit from our side when my daughter decided she wanted a black border for her heart coaster, and I said to her, oh, do you know there are quite a few people that aren't always encouraged to use black yarn because we feel like we need to feel for those stitches as we are not always able to see them. So she had a laugh out of it, and I had some fun putting together an old-fashioned skit. And if you have watched it, bless your heart, I hope you had a laugh with me. And hashtag pattern Stash Busting Challenge 2025, which I have joined in with the lovely Jenny from In My Spare Time Crochet, and credited myself with 1 pattern credit. So you dig into your stash of patterns that you have, that you've forgotten about, whether it's a magazine, whether it's from bundles that you've bought, whether it's a book. The challenge is to make use of those patterns. And I did complete January's 2 makes, even though they were from the same pattern. They were 2 totally different makes. I had a little bit of a dilemma with myself, but I have decided, as there are more patterns that I'm coming across where there are more than 1 make with the same pattern. And my February pattern that I chose and I have completed also has more than 1 character. However, I've decided if the pattern uses more or less the same body style, then that will only count as 1 pattern, and I'd need to go through my stash and get another pattern to make a make of 2 for the month. And this month is Sweetie Fluffy by Tim Magic Ring, and I decided to make a plushy kitten. This was really a fast make because we're using the plush yarn again, and I did use Kismet's Velvet Plush with a 4mm hook. You are able to pose the head in different ways. It has this adorable little tail, and with this pattern you have the option of doing a calico cat as well as a bunny. Now somewhere down the line I might make one or both of those as well, but this will be my first little item from a pattern that I've had stashed away for a little while, and I will continue going through my patterns and choose. I think I'm going to try to have 1 acrylic make and 1 plush make from the patterns that I choose, just so that I can keep on top of both those skills, because you do really feel a difference when you're going from a 2.5mm hook to a 4mm hook, or for bigger makes a 6mm hook. So just to keep the fingers nimble, I think that's what I'm going to do if there are more plushy patterns in my pattern stash. So I'm off to a good start, and hopefully by the end of February I will be giving myself that 2nd credit, as I have my eye on a few patterns that I'd like to get. And then my fellow crafters, if you're like me and you really find something that just sparks some inspiration you didn't think you were looking for, that particular project seems to just be over before it's even started. It's like, wow, I was thinking of it, I saw it, there it is, and the next minute it's all complete. And that's how much fun I had with gum leaf crochet and yarn, the tutorial for the rustic flower pouch. As I was watching that specific tutorial, my daughter did come past and she saw, oh, that's so pretty, and I said to her, well, it's actually a practical make. There is a bag. I haven't looked into that one yet, but I have saved it to hopefully do during the course of the year, because I really like the look of the bigger bag. This was just a pouch, and she said, oh no, that is something that she would really be able to use if she just wanted to throw a few things in as a quick grab and go little pouch. So she chose her favorite colors, which are blues, and I mixed them in with some browns that I had. And I am so chuffed with myself that I was able to complete this adorable rustic flower pouch. and this is a two-part tutorial by Jill from Gumleaf Crochet and Yarn. And what I found was really encouraging is that she guides you through all the steps for the little flowers, the back panel, and then I haven't touched a sewing machine in a very long time. Wasn't even sure if the thing would start up, but it did. However, I do believe that even if you didn't mind sewing, you would be able to apply exactly the same steps and hand sew this little pouch together as well. But she has a tutorial on how you can line your little pouch, including, which is often intimidating, how to get this zip looking so great. I had everybody in the family examine it because I wanted them to know just how well I had put this in. It looked like it was something from the shop. So I had great fun making this. I added this little tab here for her. She wanted it just to be able to slip her fingers in and hold on to it, and off she would go. So if you're looking for, and it was so quick. I don't know if it was because I do know. One, the tutorial was great and I was just able to get on with it, have fun with it. And secondly, I knew somebody was going to love on it immediately. So that always makes a project feel really enjoyable while you're making it. So I hope some of you go and give it a try. It's a beautiful, practical make to have. And thank you so much for everybody who's tuning in to see what I have off my hook. And I look forward to hearing what you've been getting up to and some of the cowls or the projects that we might have completed already that are similar. And that brings my February, Thursday the 6th update to a close. I have been making beanies since January, even through all this heat that we have, because once winter hits, you can't still wanting to be starting a make. You need to have a couple on hand. I will share those beanie makes that I've been doing in another video, as well as the February corner to corner with Repeat Crafter Me has already been released. It is a birdhouse. You have an option of doing the birdhouse with 2 birds or without the 2 birds, so don't feel intimidated by adding extra color changes in if you're not feeling up to it yet. And I have picked my colors, I have even started it, and I'll be sharing that with you in another video too. For now, friends, I hope you all have a great day and happy crocheting until we meet again.